New FNAF game alert. New FNAF game alert. Sound the alarm. Steel Studios has uploaded a teaser debut for Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic. To see the future, sometimes you need to understand the past. A brand new original nightmare in the Five Nights at Freddy's universe. So one thing I wanted to touch on real quick is that I did watch the interview with Darko. Darko. Why can't I say his name? Darko. Yes. And I'm glad to hear that Steel Studios is not done making FNAF games. Honestly, after the disaster that was Security Breach, I kind of thought that, I thought they're probably not going to do any more non-VR games. And I don't think we're going to get a Help Wanted 3 anytime soon. So that's probably going to be it from Steel Wool Studios, at least for a long time. But no, apparently they have 2 games in the works, according to Scott during the interview. And this is one of them. So there's a 42-second trailer. It's called Secret of the Mimic. Let's check it out. Oh. A music box. Kind of circusy vibes. That's enticing. Hmm. 2025. Dual Studios. Okay. So we got very old-timey, 4x3-ish grainy footage here. Looks very old school. I love the way this is like shot. It feels like it's like there's a camera being held. It's like kind of shaky in the way it's moving. So this is a big this is a big music box, kind of like what the puppet is in, I guess. But it's like it's got this design. I want to call this like Art Deco style. I don't know if that's really accurate, but that's what I'm thinking. Almost steampunk in a way, I guess. I don't know. And that music is... I definitely recognize that music from some part of FNAF. I think that's the FNAF 2 music box music, isn't it? It's definitely from something. So we have a big music box, and then this. So presumably, if this is called Secret of the Mimic, this is the Mimic we're looking at, I would imagine. I don't know. I mean, maybe not. I wonder if this is the game, if this is Circus, right? We know that Steel Wool, at least at one time, has some project that was like codenamed Circus. And that's all we know. It wasn't even teased in Ruin. It was found. There was an accidental tease for it in like the source code or like the files in the game. That was not supposed to be there, presumably. I think it was Ruin. I think it was Ruin. So it's the Mimic, presumably the Mimic, wearing a clown mask. What is it? I mean, I have so many. I don't even know what to. I don't know what to make of this. To see the future, sometimes you need to understand the past. So presumably, this game is taking place a long time ago, in the past. Ugh. The Mimic started in the books, right? With the whole story of like this guy whose name I can't remember right now. He made the Mimic a robot that like mimics behaviors of things that it sees, and he made it to play with his kid because he was too busy to play with his kid, and it mimics behaviors of things. Um, is that the origin of the Mimic in the games? I don't know. Is this the Mimic mimicking something? Is this like before it was the Mimic? Is this the Mimic mimicking the puppet? I guess that's possible. I don't know when in the timeline the puppet came to be and when in the timeline the Mimic came to be. I mean, the way that this is filmed, like this is like old school film. You know, this makes it look like it should be like so long, like way before the 80s, right? I don't know how I feel about the logo, but I wonder if it's VR. Is this going to be a VR game? Is it not going to be a VR game? Yeah. I don't know. Are we going to learn more about Fall Fest or whatever? I'll admit that, like, I'm not super duper into. Or, not that I'm not into it. I'm not, like, the most up to date in my FNAF lore, especially when it comes to the really recent stuff. So, there might be something obvious here that I'm missing. But yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued. I look forward to learning more about it. It's coming out next year, I guess. So that's cool. All right. 2025. Let's go. And then there's another Steel Wool project in the works as well. Man. I'm excited. Awesome. All right. Well, if you're watching this the day it comes out, I'll be streaming the Dead by Daylight Castlevania PTB later. And then a year from now, hopefully I'll be streaming the Five Nights at Freddy's Dead by Daylight PTB. So that should be fun. Because that was announced yesterday. Cool. Goodbye.